I'm Zach, and welcome back to Z Visuals, where I talk about movie posters, motion design. The first episode, I shared my 5 traits of what you would want in your movie poster, and I realized at the time when I was making it, a lot was left wanting. I said a lot of things, and I feel like I really needed to kind of give a visual backup, right, of an example, if you will. That was always the intention. So that's what this video is actually show you in my own work what that looks like, how I apply my 5 traits to my movie posters. Again, one of those 5 traits, it's having a concept, it's having personality, it's having authenticity, it's having can I remember my own traits? How does one do it? How do I do it? I did a movie poster. I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan, right? And so with this new movie came out, Oppenheimer. But anyways, yes, Oppenheimer's in theaters. Christopher Nolan's newest film. And so as a big fan of it, I had to go, okay, well, I want to make my own. I want to make my own Oppenheimer. And so, okay, Zach, well, what do you do? Let's think about this. And so the first step, right, is, what is it? Concept, right? So let's plan on this concept. And well, the first thing I kind of do is I kind of go and I search out what's already out there. I hit the big places. I hit alternative movie posters. I hit Poster Spy, even Adobe Behance. I go there too, and I kind of just did a quick Google search to kind of see what, if anything, is already out there. Because I really don't want to waste my time with concepts that have been done, unless I see something that can maybe be approached differently, or maybe, should I say, done better? I digress. After looking out there, I was shocked to see there was a lot of the usual stuff. A lot of the using the mushroom cloud, a lot of using the composite of Oppenheimer's silhouette, face, head into a mushroom cloud. I mean, that is the most, shall I say, low-hanging fruit concept right there, that everyone, it seemed like that was the go-to. And it was either doing something that, or doing something very aesthetically heavy, and that just looked cool. In my opinion of what I kind of saw out there, a lot of posters looked cool. They had that going for them. That's about it, to be honest. Just in my humble opinion, they looked cool. Mushroom head, mushroom cloud head, nuclear bomb, Oppenheimer's head blowing up, right? So all these same visual languages being used. So I knew, okay, stay away from that. Fast forward, now we lead to, okay, well, what's this? What is it? And I'll be honest, it was not easy. It was a fun challenge. I just started kind of like looking at film stills, which is something I do when I need to grab onto something. Which is nothing's coming at me. I just have to kind of I need to saturate myself into the film and just have the visuals come at me, and hopefully that sticks. I grab onto something. And so that's what I did. I looked at the film stills and kind of just looking. One film still in particular of Oppenheimer, and it was a photo of him. It was the fashion. I'm a big fan of the fashion, that 1940s fashion, the suit and everything, so I was really admiring that, and the tie and everything, and I was kind of like, what if, crazy thought, what if I kind of designed the tie? I mean, it looked like the bottom, you can make it look like it was a bomb, an atom bomb, the shape. The shape can kind of lend itself to the bottom half of a tie. And so I liked that idea. I was like, okay. And what made it work really for me to pull the trigger, if you will, for that idea was that it, not only did it look cool, that it worked, but it was the whole idea of Oppenheimer and his experience of being the father of the atom bomb was the pressure and stress it had on him. And so a necktie, if you've ever wore one, cannot be the most pleasant thing. It can be annoying if wearing it for long hours, but basically a necktie can be a pain in the neck. I mean, if you tied a weight to it, you would feel the weight on it. So for me, it was a great analogy, a metaphor, if you will, of that weight around his neck. with all that symbology aside, I had an interesting concept right there. Okay, that's tracking for me, at least. Hopefully it tracks with other people. But so that's it, right? So okay, that's the concept. It's coming to focus, people. It's coming in focus. Got that. We got an atom bomb tie. What's next? How can we enrich this? And this is really where I have a lot of fun too. Not so much with the concept itself, but how the art direction. This is really where I like to really play and have fun with, is what is this going to look like? How am I going to dress this up? What's appropriate for this? I always go, and for me, I'm always pulled towards period pieces, period films that take place during a certain in the past, because I'm pulled towards the vintage, the retro aesthetic. So naturally, I want to play in that world. I want to play in that 1940s world. I love the 1940s poster art, the propaganda, especially the war propaganda poster. So as a fan, I was like, okay, well, there's a place does that make sense? Myself in that time, what would be on the walls of maybe Los Alamos? Maybe they do have some war propaganda posts to inspire the scientists and or inspire any kind of soldier that's stationed there, right? A propaganda war poster on the walls at Los Alamos seems appropriate. Boom, right there. We got the atomic bomb tie dressed up in the World War II propaganda style poster. And there's many different styles if you kind of Google it. Boom, what do we got? We got 5 traits already with the concept of the atomic bomb tie. We have the authenticity and the personality baked into this idea so far because of the art direction. The art direction that's what really brings the personality, really brings the authenticity. Because as you saw, as we talked about in the beginning of the video, of what's already out there, also what the official art already is using, this is a totally different direction. This is fresh. This is authentic, right? So we're wrapping this up, right? So now it just comes down to the execution. And I like to work off my iPad. So here we are. Here's the sketch. I sketched this on my iPad, like I mentioned, in Procreate, and this is the visual I have in my head. And so we got Oppie here with the tie, with the atomic silhouette. Sketch this. I take this into Adobe Illustrator because I want to make these simple shapes. Whoa. Let me stop there for a second. Let me show you by references. These are what I'm referring to with the World War II poster propaganda look I'm going for. These are my inspiration. Okay, so now that you've seen these, you have context of what the heck I'm talking about. Back to this. And so like I said, I take this into Illustrator, and to make those simple shapes, because that's what I do. So I basically make the base. I make the blueprint of it, which, to be honest, it looks like the final piece in some ways. But I went ahead and I built it out like you see. I even throw in the type, because why not? To help plan that out, I chose to use Futura Standard because that is a common font used during the 40s. And as well as I threw in the bottom tagline here using the same font, Futura, which will change later as some things do change. But basically, this is the blueprint. This is what we're going forward with. And so then I take this back into Photoshop, and I start building out using the Conte crayon and pastel brushes. I start painting over the vector, turning on my Photoshop layers here, kind of building this out. We're getting somewhere, coming together. Then we throw in our title, our text, and this text arrangement of using 2 different texts. I saw this commonly used, showing up in the references I saw, and so I like that. So I'm like, let's do that. Why not? And so this is what we got going on so far. And our last 2 here for the big final step, I paint on some canvas texture using a canvas brush. Shout out to Sam Gilby, who shared this little tidbit in one of his tutorials. And I think it makes your piece look more authentic. It makes it look more real, like it's an actual canvas piece. Which, when it comes to making something look real from a time period where things were not digital, it just adds to the realism, right? And so I take this and I make a flattened copy, and I take this into Camera Raw and basically turn it into this. I like to use Camera Raw. Again, shout out to Sam Gilby. He does this too.
I believe a lot of artists do this. They take it into Camera Raw and they just do these final tweaks. They add some grain, they add all that. And as you can see, I just kind of made it more yellow. You can see back and forth, before, after. This is it. All right, back to me.
So, in the end, we have... Dun, 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 dun. We have my Oppenheimer poster. Alright. Well, I hope that made sense. I hope that helps clear you up. I hope that gives you ideas on how to work, an option on how to work. Anyways, thanks again for watching. And if you like this content, if you find it entertaining, informative, please subscribe, please like. I will see you next time on Z Visuals. Got it.